Hello, and welcome to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Valley by Night, River City, or Vampire 5th Edition Actual Play. I'll be your storyteller this evening, Jason. And with me as usual will be Duba playing Walter, Rappy playing Iola, Jeremy playing Egidio, Sarah playing Emma, and Eric playing Kyle. Who'd like to recount what happened last session?
Uh,
Kyle killed a guy and then brought him back as a child.
yeah.
Childer. There was a werewolf, and there was a guy that jumped out of a window followed by a werewolf.
Yeah.
That was at the Opera House, I believe.
At the Opera House. Possible vampires getting left out in the sun. Good times.
Oh yeah, the one they dragged off.
So yes, y'all stopped a assault on Josephine, I think was her name.
Yep.
The Baroness that runs the Princess Theater and resides in the old Opera House.
So her name was Josephine?
Yeah, I said.
For some reason, my brain went Baron Jolene.
Not yet.
I'll say no. I don't think that's right.
Give him time to cook.
I mean, if Huntsville can mess around with thin bloods too much.
Look, save that ideal until 1 year when we do a like Crisis on Infinite Earths campaign where everybody picks a character from a previous campaign.
I'd probably pick Aramonto. Anyway.
Undulating.
Exactly.
Who would I pick?
Something to think of later. Moving on.
Yes. Moving on.
Probably Monkey Boy.
So I believe y'all were all headed back to your domain.
Yes? Question mark?
I know everybody was bugging out to get away from the area where the all the fighting had taken place.
Yeah, we had
Yes,
left.
that's true.
Yeah, we'd left either via car, motorcycle, or hoofing it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We had that one little debrief and then we vamoosed.
Vamos.
Or your Dorito Cricket's method of transportation these days, the oh so wonderful yeet it.
Oh yeah, there was the thing with the rats.
Oh yes, that was the early part. So just to bring
I forgot about the rats, yes.
Rappy Duba up, the session started with one of the Nos discovering that rats had been sent in the domain to follow and try to track where the Nosferatu were sleeping.
Well then.
Also, Kyle has a pet rat now.
On top of a pet dog?
Yes.
It's a rat that he's talked to using his ability.
I believe the deal was you stay with me and I keep you fed, or I just let you out of here and then they kill you.
More coercion than a pet. Because hey, if it was good old Alexander, ooh, Capri Sun.
Yeah.
Well, Kyle had kind of he had Caprice. Well, have you ever seen those pictures of a Capri Sun that somebody has stabbed the straw all the way through?
Yeah. The thing is as I mentioned at Whataburger Sunday, he was operating on 3 out of 4 stains that he could get maximum by that point. So
The question is, how bad has Kyle effed up?
Yeah. The answer is yes.
Well, let's see. Basically,
he made his roll, so his humanity did not go down. So he's still humanity 6.
Did you make the roll for the stains?
Yes.
He did, yes. He did make the roll.
That's right.
One dice.
Okay. 1 dice, and I did make it. it was literally 50-50 chance, and
That's right, because it's not
That's the one.
multiple rolls. It's how many dice
Yes,
you get to
yeah.
roll are affected by how many stains you've got. That's right.
yeah, it's how many like empty boxes you have. Minimum of one.
I had forgotten you'd already rolled. I was coming into session looking forward to that.
Yeah, I already did it.
So for story purposes, Walter, you had spent most of that night organizing the NOS to like search through the storm drains, finding any of the rats that were sent in.
Well, no, I mean that's 100% because Walter's all about protecting the Nosferatu community
Mhm.
as best he can. Whether it's in their domain or connecting, he's going to be like, "No, we're helping each other."
Iola just kept somehow pulling a dog in her readings, and was like, nah.
I'm gonna just stay home.
Whatever card she was pulling, yeah, it was a nope, stay home card.
Yeah.
This card's just on fire.
The moon.
I can imagine at that point, Iola just like sitting there, just having fun, just shuffling and just doing some fancy tricks and just pulling out a card. Well, that's a bad one. That's a bad one. Why is it all repeating? Oh,
Why is it the same card every time? I'm shuffling.
I've thrown this card away and it's suddenly back again.
Behold, RNG said, "No, this is your day."
All right, so y'all, you get back to your domain after those events. Unless there's something very specific you want to do, we're just gonna say everybody sort of splits up and goes home to chill for a little bit because it's been a rough day.
Yeah, it has. I said, I need to double check something. Yeah, I'm good. Okay.
So as dawn comes, you all lay down to sleep.
Yeah.
If you can call what the kindred do really sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Glittering unconsciousness.
And then when the sun sets, you rise. Everybody give me their rolls.
I succeed.
I'm good. Woo!
I succeed. Woo!
Are we all succeeding? What?
Not
I
yet.
got hungrier, but not enough to hunt.
Oh, darn. I had to jinx it.
You had to say something.
Well, considering she was still living off that one person she murdered and just now failed a wake up roll or a rouse check,
That's true.
we're doing pretty good. She's finally like, that weird off.
Unless we have a herd to tap, which from the sound of things, probably not. Walter gonna need to make a pit stop and find something pretty soon, cause he's at 4.
Yowza.
Don't come
Eh.
visiting.
Would the herd have refreshed by now? Because it refreshes every week.
That's true. Y'all have not tapped it in a couple of sessions.
Yeah.
Granted,
would
it's been only like each session's been like a day too.
Well, there's been a couple day skips.
Yeah, we have.
Yep.
We did a little time. I don't know whether it's been tapped since we did the last little time skip though.
I don't think it
I haven't
has.
tapped it.
I haven't.
All right, I'm gonna declare it refreshed then.
So 1 hunger.
Hunger.
Yeah.
Okay.
I set the stage. You guys can add points. You guys can add points to the herd if you don't want. Add more blood bags. Do it.
I mean, bro, just tell me how many points I gotta feed.
Well, if
I've
we're
actually-
doing a domain herd, it wouldn't all be blood bags. Some of it might
Would
be,
be.
people you can easily tap, and
Yeah. Just that was Egidio's contribution.
And it's same as a regular advantage, so it's 3 XP per dot.
3 XP per dot. How
Yep.
many dots we got?
1.
1. Though
Oh,
if we go up to
How many XP did we get
2,
last one, right?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Remember correctly, if we go up to 2, I think we can start setting what kind of resonances are cultivated.
Okay. Well, we can look into that later.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up while you do it. While you do your thing.
We'll say it if you're okay with it. We'll say it does later. Walter, or I'm going to spend the 6 XP that I have miraculously gained to bump the herd up a dot.
Okay, that's fine.
Up 2 dots?
Well, up to. Yeah, so at 1, I can only do it one more time, so it's 2.
Yeah,
No,
you're getting it up to 2.
It's 3 XP per dot.
It's additive, not multiplicative.
Oh, that
It's
one's...
not-
Oh, I
3
thought it was
plus
multiplicative.
3.
Never mind.
No. It's
Oh.
additive.
Okay.
Okay, never mind. Then yes, I'm going to add all 6 to make it 2 more dots. But again, we can say that's for later.
That's fine. That's fine.
That way it's more fair, not just like, oh, convenience, I can make it better. No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay, well, in that case, let me...
So you update that, and I'm just going to put myself down to 0 points.
Will do.
I will update
And I
mine as
just...
well.
And I just typed in what, what 3 does.
With 2 different residences, you pick each week. Okay. Yeah, we can sort that out for sure later.
Yeah, and herds, you can tap the number of dots in a herd you have for hunger per week.
Yep.
Anyway, so everybody's waking up. Kyle, as you sit up, Shallow perks up. And then he turns and you hear him growl at the box. And there's a little bit of
Just trying to
skittering in the
get out.
box, and then things go still again.
He'll talk to Shiloh. He's trying to get out.
He's peeked over the side a few times.
Mm.
Not enough that I thought it counted for letting me eat him.
Fair enough. Gonna make my rouse check to talk to the rat. I do not make my rouse check to talk to the rat, so I get hunger.
We'll spent blood.
And that's what it is. And he will walk over and look down at the rat and say, "So, you behaving?"
I need more food.
All right. What do you want?
Food. Food and let loose.
You're gonna be in there for another day or 2, but after that, I'll let you loose in your own little area.
Alright, so long as you give him food, he's calm enough.
And he'll bring him like some ham or something. Ham, some berries.
That sounds like that'd be a grocery run. Well, no, I take that back. You've got a dog on property, so you might keep some meat in the refrigerator.
He does.
I don't know about berries, though. Do dogs eat berries?
Dogs can eat berries, depending
can,
on the
yes.
raw food diet.
Okay.
I figured you'd actually just give the rat some cheese. But
That's a stereotype.
It's a stereotype and actually unhealthy for them.
And dogs can't eat cheese either, so wouldn't be something to keep on hand for the dog.
Nope.
They can eat it, they shouldn't eat it.
Consider the cheese tax.
But yeah, like on hand,
Cheese
like,
tax. The cheese tax.
he'd absolutely have meat on hand. Actually, one thing he is going to try tonight to see if it'll work. He's gonna attempt to make blood sausage and see if he can eat it. And by he, I mean Kyle's gonna see if he can ingest it and if it'll stay down. He's experimenting.
Well, before you have a chance to do too much experimentation,
That's
there is a text on your phone from Zeke.
Okay.
The police have been by. Get back with me as soon as you can.
Did they say what they wanted?
Well, this text has been sitting there since, almost would probably been about the time Zeke would have been going into in for a shift.
Yeah, his response text, did they say what they wanted?
They were looking for explosives. Just swing by the bar.
Call.
Zeke answers on the first ring.
Explosives?
They showed up with a warrant to search the place. I mean, they didn't find anything, of course, but I mean, they said it was an anonymous tip. Oh, that seems an awful extreme reaction for that kind of weird something. Anyway, but yeah, they searched the building. They went straight back to our, the little storage shed out back. They didn't find nothing there. They started searching the entire building. I mean, I give them credit. They didn't disrupt business too much because we're just doing drive-through mostly right now. But yeah, other than they got a tip off that we had something on hand. I have no idea what. I don't know if somebody pranked us or what it was.
I'll breathe there shortly.
All right.
In the group chat, just GIF of I think the movie's what's it called? Inside Out.
There is a movie called Inside Out.
With the father with the flaming hair.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
That GIF just.
All right. So while Kyle take care of that, let's see. Walter, you said you were tapping the herd. You got up.
Oh yeah.
I
He's
want to
probably
say.
going to go hunting after that, but he's at least going to try and get his odds better.
Okay. So the first thing you do when you get up is go hit the bar, because you have to keep the blood bags down in the little speakeasy area. Or would y'all have moved that to the office?
Probably not.
Speakeasy is probably more secure.
Yeah. I personally would not have moved Egidio's stash to the office.
But anyway, so you're gonna go hunting after that. All right. Iola, what are you doing when you get up?
Cards.
Ah, yes. And what do the cards have for Iola tonight?
Seven of Pentacles upright. So hard work, intention, self-examination, commitment, and a journey.
Hmm. Could also relate to investments and effort.
Aaron's work is never done.
But a journey. I wonder where you'd be going. But that doesn't sound like they stay in the house cards.
Yeah.
So when she takes her reading, what's she gonna do?
Probably head not to the other building.
The office?
Sorry, yes. Yes.
That has become more y'all's meeting area than the Dead Man's Drink.
Yes.
Alright, so you're walking to the office. Egidio,
Howdy.
you wake up in your basement.
Yep. Wake up. Look around. I look under my bed with like just the like it looks like a stereotypical like there's like a bunch of bricks in there, and if they were white, someone would like call the DEA on Egidio.
He dresses
But they're
awful
not-
nice. He's
they're-
got these white bricks under his bed.
Yeah. There's also it's also like hiding the grenade launcher in there.
No one will look for my grenade launcher behind these bricks of C4
Exactly.
that I have under my bed.
At some point, he's gonna shape them like Legos, just to be like, they're just adult Legos.
Duplo.
Um,
You're just lucky your ghost doesn't know how to use a taser or something to go set it all off.
yeah, no kidding. She can't really get. She doesn't really get in here anyway.
Yeah, the basement's been kind of off limits for her.
But yeah, he gets up, exits. Just he doesn't have to take a breath, but he just very dramatically rise and shine.
So you head upstairs.
Mhm.
You open the door, and there is mud smeared on the hallway wall. Not randomly smeared.
I was gonna say, is it making a shape?
Think of it like adult-sized finger painting.
Yeah. Is it anything legible or discernible?
The handwriting's not particularly neat, but you can make out what it says. Hell is big enough for both of us.
Damn. Yeah.
I'm working on it, Mildred.
Mildred going for the throat.
You don't actually see Mildred here, though.
I was gonna say I do turn on Sensi Unseen and like just have a little peeksies.
Yeah, you glance around, you don't see her in the house.
Huh. I look back at the wall and see if there's anything weird, like hinky about it with Sensi Unseen going.
Not really. You still just see the mud. I mean,
Okay. Just
I don't think there would be like a lingering presence of anything on there.
nah. It's only if it's like if it's like blood magic based, and if it's not, then eh. And he'll just be like, "All right, have it your way. Keep your secrets for now." He'll just head out. Just go about his usual business. It's not quite yet time for his like weekly inspection of his blood bank. So he's gonna go. He's gonna do the thing where he like goes to. He's like halfway to the dead man's. He's like, wait a minute, and then goes to the office.
He's like walking across the mall parking lot. Oh wait, and then it has 90-degree turned.
Yep. But while he's in the mall parking lot, he'll like turn towards the dead man's and see if anything weird's going on.
Yeah, you see a couple people sitting out at the picnic tables out front eating. And let's see, this would be a little bit past the dinner rush. There's a couple of cars going through the drive-through.
Business is booming.
But yeah, everything looks perfectly normal over there.
Awesome. Good. Maybe he'll be happy for once, and then he'll go towards the office.
But as you're cutting through the parking lot, somebody comes out of the mall. You know, which is of course closed these days, so there's no people coming. No normal people coming in and out of the mall. As he gets a little bit closer, excuse me, Mr. Luna. And maybe you recognize this guy. It looks like one of Woodard's security people.
Oh, Thomas, how can I help you?
If you have a moment, Miss Woodard would like to speak with you.
Me in particular?
Well, any of the Barons. I just happened to see you.
I can speak. Whatever comes up, I'd still have to confer with my fellow Barons.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. There was I guess, an incident during the day that some of our ghoul staff had to deal with. It's taken care of, but
that doesn't reassure me. Sure, let's go. He'll motion for him to lead the way.
And he walks back. You've been to Woodard's office before, so
It's more of a formality than anything. Him being nice, of like, no, go, show me where to go.
But yeah, he walks you back there. You get to the office. Woodard and Ada are in there.
While we're in the hall, I will have texted like I would text our group chat and like business at the mall, everything's okay. I'm just double checking. So I will probably be or not business at the mall. Business got some late night errands to run. I'll be late getting to the hangout spot. And then he'll head in. I think he texts that right as he's at like Woodard's office, and then just finishes the text and then goes in.
Yeah. And as you approach the office, you hear Woodard and Ada talking. When you walk in, Woodard looks up. Ada just gives you a nod. Woodard stands up. Ah, Mr. Luna.
Evening, lady.
Please sit down. We have something we need to tell you.
Oh boy, this is exciting. He sits.
I suppose this shouldn't have come as a complete shock to me, but the police showed up today with a warrant.
Interesting.
Uh,
I trust they didn't find anything.
No. We had already found and removed what they were looking for. But they spent all day searching the mall.
Well, it's not as though business is exactly booming at the mall at the moment.
No. Though I am having to smooth over some ruffled feathers from the managers of some of the remaining stores. You know, as they were called in while their stores were being searched.
I see. That doesn't seem the worst. We took care of that, and it was done. But that is unnerving that some of the. This is obviously a cam setup.
Oh, absolutely. They beeline from what my ghouls were telling me. They worked almost straight to where we had found the materials.
Interesting. Like somebody planted it in their head.
Ada speaks up, or somebody left an anonymous tip that was very detailed.
Oddly specific anonymous tip. It's every time.
Woodard kind of shrugged. Well, oddly specific tip. The cams still have an awful lot of influence over the police in the city.
They probably work on that at some point.
I am sure some of the other barons have been working on it, but for the moment, the bulk of the higher ranking city officials are still under cam control.
Well, thank you for bringing this to my attention.
We just thought you should know. Woodard glances at Ada. Ada goes, you can tell Baron Adams that I have given the basic instructions to his +1.
Interesting.
Don't know that Kyle had told anybody about his +1.
Nope. A new addition?
Yes. A bouncing baby boy.
How quaint. Well, I will pass the word along. Thank you so much for everything that you do. And he shakes Ada's and Woodard's hands. Do let me know if any further details develop. It's going to be a very interesting. There's going to be more interesting nights up ahead than not interesting nights.
Yes. It's been far too interesting for these past couple of years.
I don't need any kind of sight to tell you that. So just be on your guard.
Always. Good night, Mr. Luna.
Good night. And
And as you leave, her and Ada go back to talking about some kind of event they're putting on in the mall.
And then I will text. I'll text a group chat and put +1 and the check mark emoji.
All right. So the
And then
rest
head
of your
on to the
trip
office.
to the office is uneventful. Emma,
She is gonna wake up and probably just go out on deliveries for now. She's not feeling very peoply today.
Ain't that a mood?
Like, I'm just gonna go hand food to people stuck in their houses for a couple hours until the inevitable shit hits the fan.
got to keep them resource points where they belong.
Yep. That bank account ain't gonna stay full forever.
Uh, now I'm just picturing a vampire that's a 1,000-year-old vampire that's terrible with his money, that does all these little side jobs at night, just barely scraping by.
You
Me.
I was gonna say you just described her. She's right
Not
there.
1,000 years yet. That you know of.
Ooh, that would be fun. Play the entire campaign, and then at the end, one of y'all surprise Methuselah.
That's a plot point in Chicago by Night. Spoilers.
Right now, I'll go look that up.
I think there's one
So-
war sheet for the gang girl. It's literally like they literally ran into the Methuselah of their clan.
Well, probably the antediluvian of their clan.
Antediluvian, that's
Because
it.
sometimes she talks to them when they merge with the earth.
Yeah, I think it's like once per story they can just go, and I'm just gonna reset my hunger.
But so Emma, while you're out delivering food, you get that text from Egidio.
The
Well,
text and the GIF and the.
Now, Walter. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, she just notices them all. Just alright, red, back in pocket.
Respect.
Walter, you were going to do some hunting.
Yes, sir. He was. Once he safely infiltrated the speakeasy and got himself a small stack, he's like, all right, this will work for now. However, I need more.
Yeah, like a buddy of mine. He ran a video store when he would, we'd be planning to go get food when he got off work. A big group of us. But he'd still order food to eat, an hour or so before the shift was over because he had to have his pre-food food.
That checks out. So I gotta have that snack before having the meal.
But you don't want to lose control while you're out hunting. Bad things happen.
I know.
All right, so where are you gonna go? Where are you hunting?
He is probably gonna go for wherever would be easiest, even though theoretically at this point everything's a pain in the butt due to COVID. But hey, here's to hoping someone's not staying up too late and he can, find someone that actually sleeps a regular schedule.
All right, give me a roll.
I believe it is my.
Because you are a
it's my s-
sandman, I believe.
I think it's my stealth and wit.
Spell stacks.
Stealth dex, thank you. Because my memory
Bring
is
me a
crap.
Make it the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Eh, 2 successes.
I don't think that's enough.
I don't think.
I don't believe so either.
Well, you know what? I got willpower to burn. Let's do this. Just gonna roll one. What is it? 1d10.
1d10.
Yeah, that's all you can reroll because all the rest of them are hunger dice.
Alright. Oof, no.
That's worse, not
Absolutely
better.
not.
Well, looks like old Walt's just gonna have to stay at the 3 dots after the snack and call it good.
All right,
Oh,
so you
well.
spend some time hunting. You get you get those messages that everybody else has gotten.
He sees him and is slightly confused, like, right, well, I'm not having any luck here. Might as well just wander on down to the office and get started on working there, I guess. And he'll make his way out that way.
All right, so Iola would be the first one to get to the office. And not too long after that, Egidio would show up.
There's a nice ottoman where Egidio likes to sit now.
Okay.
Just kicks his feet up there.
Iola, what are you doing in the office?
Just there.
Okay.
Huh. If I didn't know any better, I'd say I see a ghost.
I mean, they tend to wander. There might be a few
Oh.
here already.
Oh, I can assure you they're not here. Back in the abyss where they belong.
And then you see let's see, Miles uses the back door, I think. So you hear a knock on the back door, kind of as the door is opening. He's got the code to get in or whatever, so but he's like knocking on it as he's opening it, just to alert people. Almost like he knows y'all have got, incendiary ammo laying around.
Pull out a gun while he's like knocking. No, it's me, I promise.
Prove it.
Oh, Miles.
Egidio, Iola, you the only two manning the fort tonight?
For now. Everyone's got, it takes a minute for the cats to be herded.
Yep. Speaking of cats,
Uh-oh.
I'm just gonna give you a report on the sweep the Nos are doing of the storm drains.
Oh, aren't they employing cats?
No, not little cats.
Oh.
It was just the rat thing, hunting
they're an
rats
invasive
thing.
species. It's a good idea not to.
Can you have invasive species in a storm drain? Never mind. But anyway, they're still hunting down rats. Last night, of course, they found quite a few that had been sent in. The number's a lot lower tonight, so they're pretty sure they'll have them more or less cleared out. The ones of them that can talk to animals or can manipulate animals are creating their own pets to sort of patrol.
It sounds not unlike what. Yeah, we saw Kyle's rat, right?
Yeah. Miles is the one that brought it in.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like that one you brought in the other day.
Yeah, exactly.
Kyle took a shine to it, I guess.
You get one pet, and it's just a downhill slide from there.
Yeah, yeah. I had pets in life. Yes, I am aware.
But the Nos that discover the infiltration is kind of ringleading this effort. So I've got him keeping in touch with me to keep it updated. Just kind of sliding their patrols just into our overall security setup.
Really a smart idea overall.
Yeah, truthfully, it's something I should have thought of before. But
there's a lot going on.
You just sort of assume that the Nos will take care of anything below the street.
Follow that assumption, but sometimes the Nos get taken care of.
Mhm.
as evidenced by the flooding earlier a couple months ago.
Oh, I'm glad that's not happening anymore.
Yeah. Was there anything else?
Not really. Everything seems to be pretty normal. I mean, our buddies over at the hospital are watching us closely, but I've got people watching them closely. So,
Muy bien.
what exactly happened last night? I never did get a full report.
As far as
What y'all were running across town for?
the explosions.
The princess.
No, yeah,
Yep.
the explosions
Oh, the
were like
princess.
the previous
That's
night.
yeah. There was some infiltrators in the princess.
They went after her, huh?
I mean, they're lost. We got there and the battle was already half over. There's also, I guess this is something you can watch out for. Lupine.
He just freezes and looks at you.
Hey, look, it went after one of them. Look, as far as I can tell, if they keep going after Cam forces and make it look like we have Lupine allies, I guess that's fair. But other than that, they keep going after
I've
Cam people.
never heard of Lupine being that picky.
And yet,
And in the middle of town? With
okay,
nobody on the outsides? No. And it was just one. It wasn't like a pack of them.
right, wasn't a pack. Just the one. From what I gather, they're largely solitary.
No.
No?
The Lupine usually hit cities. Usually hit cities in packs. It's been a few years since we had any sweep through here, but
Who Ariel would have possibly told him about it too.
Probably, but
Yeah.
Egidio's playing along. Oh, that's the second lupine that has been in the area, beyond the original one that had us all played for fools.
yeah, I've never heard of a coyote yet. I still don't know what he was.
Just never look at another one the same again. Well, if you see any,
So I'll put
if you see
wolves
any,
and
just
coyotes on the list of things to take out if we
at
see
some
them.
point it's just gonna be every four-legged canid.
Yeah. Well, anyway, just
I
want
guess
to
except
give
for
you
cows,
that
but
report.
appreciated.
Yeah. If any of you need me, just give me a call.
And you.
Let let's see. There was somebody had a messed up vehicle that Kincaid was supposed to be working on.
Emma.
Oh yes, a Kyle's truck. But
His truck met the business end of several kindred.
Yep.
And one, but came out damaged.
yeah. So he'll tell you, please tell and tell Adams that Kincaid's working on his truck tonight.
Is you don't know? Yeah, Egidio was in the car. How fair is Emma's?
Well, since we've already had Emma driving around in it tonight, we'll say Kincaid got it back to her pretty quick.
Yeah, it's just the front bumper.
Yeah, it was literally just kind of the plastic part of the bumper that got ripped up on hers. He was able to source one out of a junkyard pretty quick.
Yeah, versus Kyle's where he ran over two motorcycles, almost hit a third, and then repeatedly ran into several kindred over and over again and got shot at.
Yeah, there was a bit more damage, a bit more work to Kyle's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kyle's keeping himself busy.
All right.
Well, enjoy your evening.
It's work, but
True.
Yeah, and then he heads out. And as he goes out the door, you see there's a couple of his other flunkies, hanging around out back. Apparently, he's not traveling alone in the current climate.
Especially because now there's a lupine around.
At least one.
At least one.
And then as a little bit of time passes, Kyle drifts in and Walter drifts in.
Kyle was heading to the bar.
Oh, that's right. You were going to the bar first.
Yeah.
So you get to the bar, couple cars in the drive-through. When you get there, there's like one couple eating at a picnic table out front. A couple of the wait staff kind of runs over to you when you first get there. Just excitedly jabbering about, the police like searching the thing and this, that, and the other, and they asking questions of the staff.
Well, you all sound like you had fun.
Well, it was nerve-wracking while it was happening, but it's kind of the most exciting thing that's happened lately. Well, other than those explosions over there, but that wasn't involving the bar.
Right. So, what did they ask of you all?
Oh, if you'd been acting weird, if we'd seen anything weird going on. And then we all told them not for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I got a new family member to take care of now. I can't be weird.
They kind of look at you like, oh?
Yeah, you all fought over finding him food.
One of them like, oh, the dog. I thought you'd knocked somebody up.
One can only hope. Sterile.
TMI. So one of them gives you a very pitying look.
Yeah. Me seeing her going, and I don't have to roll deception for that because it's true. He's a vampire.
Zeke comes up and kind of shoots him off at that point. Oh, conversation's getting awkward.
Thanks. So, you said they made a beeline for the shed out back? Where we keep our tools and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was like the first place they wanted to check, and then when they didn't find nothing there, they spread out over the whole building.
I see.
I was hoping the weirdness around here was about done with.
You and me both.
A couple of them at least seemed upset that they weren't finding anything.
Did you catch any names, like on their tags or their badge or whatever?
Yeah, I guess he was a detective. He was plain clothes, so I'm assuming he was the detective. He was named Lewis. Hang on, I wrote it down somewhere. He walks back behind the bar and grabs his note. Lewis Compton.
Is that the same guy that gave Kyle his business card at the very beginning of this campaign?
I don't think so.
Because I remember there was a detective that gave him a card after the ghoul's body got dumped at his bar.
Yeah, I do not believe it's the same guy.
Not the same guy. Okay.
Not unless I've accidentally grabbed the same name off my 1,000 name list.
You might have, because that sounds familiar.
But it was like him, and then there was like one of the officers. His name tag just said Rich.
Hmm. Kyle will pull him back to the office and pull up his security. And it's like, these guys?
Yeah, he points out which ones it is.
Anyone else looked overtly disappointed that they didn't find anything to pin on me?
Not that I noticed, really, just those two guys. I mean, several of them didn't look happy to be, spending hours digging through, every nook and cranny of this place. But
Well, yeah, but that's just the nature of work in general.
but yeah, I mean, the rest of them were nice. Were business-like, nice enough. And then once they didn't find anything, seems like they were kind of just assuming it was a crank call. They asked us if we had any disgruntled extra employees, but nothing. I can't really think of anybody that would have any kind of grudge. I mean, it's been months and months since we caught anybody, stealing from the till or anything.
Yeah. He'll sort of scroll through real quick. Does it look like those two are kind of trying to egg the other officers on to like search more, or like
Give me a wits awareness.
Okay.
Or would it be wits insight? Insight's a thing. Is insight a thing in this? Let me pull up my skill list.
Let me scroll.
Yeah,
Insight is one, yeah.
You use insight because you're, obviously you can look at the guys. Insight to kind of judge what they might be trying to do.
2.
2 successes, all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're sitting there, you're watching, and yeah, most of the cops you've dealt with cops a lot in your younger days. Most of them, I mean, the body language is just, it's fairly normal.
Yeah.
The two Zeke pointed out to you. One, they tend to stay together mostly. They immediately go to where you found the C4. And when Zeke unlocks the thing and opens it for him and steps back, when they don't, they look at the shelf where it ought to have been. You see them kind of look at each other, and they kind of tear the, they're just pulling stuff down, kind of tearing that shit apart.
Did you put all that back, or did they?
Oh yeah, I put it all back.
Okay.
They made a little bit of a mess. They didn't tear anything up though. Though I was afraid that detective was going to like start tearing into the walls or something. He just seemed weirdly intense. And yeah, you see where the two of them, the detective mostly, are, it looks like kind of barking orders at everybody else, Yeah, you can see where some of the officers seem to get a little frustrated at just, at basically being sent back to like research areas that they've already been through.
I see.
And they spent a good 3 hours, tearing through the place. Got up on the walkway on the roof, though you don't really have cameras, so they would show that, I guess. But
yeah.
Looked in the air vents, just real thorough searching. And then they eventually leave.
Okay. He's gonna note those two. Would Walter have shared his NOS contacts with the rest of the barons?
I don't know that he would do, but would Walter have given them like the yellow pages or the white pages for the NOS? Or would he have just expected them to contact him to contact them?
I mean, if anyone had shown like genuine interest, yeah, maybe like I would imagine Walter would at least have thought of the premise of in case they specifically need a NOS to talk to, he would probably he'd give up maybe a general NOS that might be able to help, but other than that, he would probably expect people just to ask him to look into it. So probably not, truthfully.
All right, so he's gonna shoot a text to Walter. It's like, I need to talk to you ASAP.
You get a response with a thumb up emoji.
All right, thanks, Zeke. Gonna close this place up. I've got meetings to attend.
Oh yeah, sure thing, boss. All right, he turns around and goes back to running his bar. Well, he's really more of a restaurant now.
Yeah.
You can't sell booze through a drive-through window.
Nope.
Not in
Yes,
not
you
in,
can.
not in cups.
Has to be in a Ziploc bag.
You can do package stores in Alabama that way, but not like to-go cups. Bad idea.
There's one like 10 minutes from my house. Granted, I'm not in Alabama, so but still.
Yeah, and those laws vary a lot from state to state.
Yep.
I forget
And
which
then
state it
Kyle,
was.
so.
I forget which state it was that you had a guy get pulled over. That he had it in, a cup with a top and a straw, and because of the way the law was worded, that did not count as an open container. And he passed, he passed the breathalyzer test, so he wasn't drunk. And then 6 months later, somebody else tried to get by with it that way, and they'd already closed that loophole.
Work over here texting me at 8 p.m. What do you want?
Sorry, business
Wait,
hours.
You said your job is texting you at 8 o'clock right now?
Yeah, I just got one.
And I would have responded, business hours are currently over. Please contact me again when we open.
Anyway, then Kyle would make his way over to the office.
All right, so when you get there, everybody else is already sitting around. Well, Emma may not be there yet.
He will pull out a picture, description, and names of those two. Slide it over to Walter. I need those two investigated immediately.
Your boy's fine, by the way. Your boy's fine. Also, your truck's being worked on.
Thanks.
Walter kind of tilts his head and just is like, right, please hold. And he'll like get in his little cubicle in the office and pull up his little open
Like
his
just
little
like a
laptop.
T-Rex.
Yeah, open his little laptop and start typing, get in contact with whichever NOS would be willing to do a little bit of tracking.
I need to give you a list of NOS that you know, so you can pick like a right hand person.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Make up your own SPCs, coward.
That's true.
Talking to do, but not
That's
talking to
true.
do, but not you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, look, man, it never hurts to get the storyteller approved people already done.
Yeah.
Besides, you give me way too much credit for being creative.
Right.
You say creativity, but I'm like, oh, I need 6 NOS to that site that'll crank me out 6 random NOS.
There you go.
Be creative with the main characters. The flunky's fat. But
You say that I've actually found a vampire name generator.
well, no, I've got a site that cranks out V5 stats. You just put in like the generation and the clan you want, or have it random.
Yeah. Is there one for werewolves too?
I don't think they
Probably.
have they done a new edition of Werewolf yet?
It's not coming. It isn't out yet.
Okay.
As I used to
Soon can.
say,
I know
It-
it's still Werewolf the Apocalypse, I believe.
Yeah, it's just they haven't come out with their 5th edition yet, or whatever their edition they're on.
I wonder why they would have come out with Hunter before Werewolf.
Um, Egidio will, as we all hear the very heavy type falls of Walter. Egidio will look at Kyle and go, "Hey, man, thought about what you said yesterday. Trust, don't give a shit. But you can't deny that when you're with me and I'm with him and we're with Emma and we're with Iola, we get shit done.
No, I can't deny that.
We're effective. Doesn't mean we have to like each other. If I liked, I'm sure you don't like every single employee at the Dead Man's Drink.
No, I like pretty much all of them.
That's weird. You should be on like Forbes 500 or something like that, where they write this article about, oh yeah, he's the nicest. Kyle Adams is the nicest guy I've ever worked for.
Well, they're mine. I take care of them.
Nobody said they all liked him.
That's fair.
through the heavy typing, you'll probably hear Walter just say very lightly, "Yeah, but that doesn't account for the people that's trying to steal from him."
Yeah, they may or may not have the opportunity to do so again.
Well, Walter laughs at this, like, well, to be fair, with all this wonderful footage you tend to keep on hand, I'm positive it only takes a few hours of combing.
Yeah, which is why I need you to find those two so I can remove them from the game board.
Fair enough. He kind of looks at the paper, almost like adjusting, like he's trying to read it better. Like, right, so these two. May I
He's on the
inquire?
notes.
May I inquire as to who these are?
A duo of people who led an armed force of law enforcement into my bar to search for explosive ordnance.
And them all.
Like Walter is mid typing, then stops and just turns to look at both of you. I beg your pardon.
Yeah, those two in particular, according to my security footage, made a beeline for where I found it originally and went immediately for where it should have been and were rather distraught by the fact that it wasn't. The other officers on site seem to be just doing their job as normal. I'm used to that. I've been dealing with them all my life. But those two seem to be aggressive about it.
I'm gonna text Ada and I just say a word.
Right. Well, as I'll like Walter's sitting here like he's putting in a maintenance bill for someone to take care of. He's like again finishing typing up who these people are and what the gist of why they're being wanting to be looked after. Right. So if the option is available, shall we say they'll join the missing pages or they must be still be found?
Oh, missing pages would be lovely.
Missing pages with the obituaries.
Preferably missing pages.
Boring.
They messed with my bar. They vanish.
Or, there could be another fresh corpse on the table for us to have fun with. Who knows? But anyway, I'll put that in.
I don't like how you
And
phrased that.
Did you know you get a text back from Ada?
Yep.
It, just one word: Isthmus.
I knew it.
uh,
And
I've got another one. Office.
to Egidio's comment, Kyle was like, "Why should that bother you? We deal with bodies all the time."
But it doesn't. I'm the one that usually gets saddled with the duties of actually handling the bodies.
as Walter finally sets the little paper down and finish up a few more bits of heavy typing. Right. Well, that should be it. I've reached out to the NOS community in regards of finding these two, and if they happen to go missing permanently, well then, hey, free snacks all around.
But you get another one-word text from her coming.
Any more maintenance requests need to be put in?
Get on my end. You keep doing what you're doing.
That's all I had.
Fantastic.
Oh, did you take care of? They were telling me about the rats in the sewers, and I kind of went in for a little bit of a look-see, but duty calls and all that. So did you get them all, or are there people down there still? What's going on down there, Walter?
Storyteller.
Let's see, you were there when Miles came in and explained stuff, right?
Well, Miles can't. Oh,
Yeah, but I don't know if Walter would have anything to add, subtract, like say, oh no, we've got everything on our end, at least in our domain, or like I wouldn't know how Walter could phrase anything different than what Miles would have told him.
No, you know what, your people have been reporting to you, and it's, they're still keeping an eye out, and they're occasionally still finding a rat acting suspiciously, but they seem to have it pretty well taken care of.
vicious looking rat.
Basically, as Egidio asks that question, you'll hear a few small quick types, and he'll again look like he's adjusting his head to read properly. As of right now, pretty much anything Miles have told you was probably accurate. They seem to be finding one suspicious one every now and then, but nothing too serious.
Well, I mean, I knew he was accurate. I just wasn't sure if you were wanted to know if you had a hand in it.
I mean, we cornered a lot of them, and the cat population will be a bit happier in terms of feasting, but other than that.
Yeah, you little creatures.
They help feed some type of part of the ecosystem, so might as well keep it going.
Warp it.
The Walter glances around.
In the group chat, y'all get a string of emojis from Miles.
Was it like coherent?
What are the emojis?
Can we just get a story out of the string, or is it just too random to understand?
No, he's speaking the
is
language of the gods.
Wingdings.
Yes, sir.
It's like 2 eye emojis and then like a police emoji, like the little cop emoji.
Oh, great. Oh, lovely.
Right.
Kyle's
You're cute, Kyle.
Kyle is going to post a GIF of a map and a question mark.
You get like a link to like Google Maps that just takes you to, the map centered on the mall. All right, we'll pull. I mean, not zoomed in on the mall, but they'll pull back. So I guess the domain. The map shows you most of the domain.
Judging by this, it looks like the mall.
Or just the domain in general.
Could be both.
Who's organizing this? I'm going hunting.
Hunting? Isn't that usually something you do first?
Not that kind of hunt.
I say that's unlike you. It's usually the first thing you do.
It's what I've been doing for the past month or so.
Anything I should be on the lookout for?
Well, considering police have come after the mall, come after my bar, and are now, according to Miles, observing our domain in general, seems like the CAM have decided to see if they could disrupt our own operations with mortal interference.
Oh, you're getting the narcs. Good.
Yes.
And then the back door opens and Ada walks in.
Ah, just in time.
Hello, Ada.
Barrett
Ada, my
Adams.
dear. Do you happen to have the information on those gentlefolk who came into the mall today?
But the
Did
police?
they leave badge numbers, information, names?
Yeah, she gives you like the sergeant or whoever was that was in charge of the guys at the mall.
Is it the same name as the one that Kyle's after?
No, no.
Were there any? I guess you wouldn't. You weren't there, so you wouldn't know for sure. Have you combed over the footage?
Oh yeah, that was the first thing. That was the first thing we did when we got up, or when
Do
we
you notice
got to the mall.
anybody in the little troop of officers that were acting abnormal or maybe pushy? Like someone maybe shitting their cereal in the morning?
He asks because they did the same thing to my bar.
Oh well, I expected that.
And there was two that were especially pushy towards the rest and seemed rather distraught by the fact they didn't find the explosives where they had been left because they went right for where they were.
Gerald didn't tell us anything about that. He's the ghoul that's basically in charge of the mall during the day. Yeah, he didn't mention any, and we've looked at the security footage of the event going on. We didn't spot anything suspicious in how the police were acting, other than they'd clearly been told where that C4 had been left.
Oh yeah, that was a okay.
Mind if I take a look?
You'd have to ask Woodard, but I don't see where she'd have a problem with it.
Well,
What pushy gentleman did you have over at your spot?
One plainclothes detective and another officer. I have tasked some folks to remove that problem for me.
Is going after the police a good idea?
Only if they don't find them.
If
Yeah.
need be, Madam Ada, I'll happily put in a maintenance request for you as well if we happen to come across a pushy individual.
Now, that is not to say I am going after the force as a whole, just the ones that more than likely are agents of the CAM.
Well, as long as you
Not a
handle it
bad
carefully.
idea.
Which is why I'm being particularly surgical about it.
Yeah, the old prince had quite a few contacts, or quite a few of his people scattered through law enforcement. Most of them did not survive the kind of the initial outbreak of, well, the Inquisition coming through and then the Anarchs uprising.
That was all I had, unless anyone else has anything else.
Alright, you head back over to the mall, Ada.
Unless you have something else you need me to do.
Not offhand, no. I'll go back with you.
Have fun.
Now y'all mentioned the surveillance while Ida was here, right?
Yeah, I'll also inform Woodard of what our security has discovered as well.
All right, so y'all head back over to the mall.
Mhm.
Ada's got a car parked behind the office.
Is Ada also engaging in the buddy system?
Oh yeah, she's got her. There's a driver and one more security person. I say she's got a car. It's Woodard's car. Because anytime they come to the office, they take the circumvent where they go around the back side of the domain, rather than just cutting straight across the parking lot where anybody can see them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, pile in the back of the car.
Yep.
And it's a nice car, but it's not a full stretch limo like Stafford showed it with.
Mm-hmm.
And out the back way, down through the neighborhood and back around to the mall.
Yep.
They don't park outside the mall though. They come up to one of the loading areas, the door, roll up doors, and they just pull right in.
Good use of that.
Well, not a lot of deliveries this time of night.
Makes use of a space that otherwise would be empty.
Driver gets out, opens the door for Ada. The security guy opens Kyle's door for him.
Yeah,
If Kyle doesn't beat him to it.
But, I mean, whoever gets to it first opens the door.
I picture, the door when she gets out, you reach to grab yours, and just about the time you're touching the handle, he's pulling it open.
That's okay. He'll get out and he'll follow Ada to the office. Or to Woodard's office. Where are we going?
And you hear her tell one of the other people, let Miss Woodard know Baron Adams is here. We'll wait for her in the office. So y'all get to the office. Woodard shows up shortly thereafter.
Miss Woodard?
Baron Adams?
Seems you had some visitors like I did.
So they did hit the bar too. Yeah, we figured they would have.
Yeah. My visit here is twofold. One, I'd like to scroll through your security footage, see if I can spot any folks of the search teams that were particularly insistent on trying to find something like I found in mine. And secondly, to inform you that our domain security has informed us that the police have effectively been put on watch throughout the domain. So to move carefully.
That's inconvenient.
Yes, it is.
She looks at Ada. Ada kind of looks at her. And Woodard goes, I'm going to have to postpone the party.
Party?
We were planning to have a small get together later tonight, but it clearly that this is not going to be a good day for it. Need to make some phone calls. She calls in one of her people. Show Mr. Adams anything he needs on of the security tapes of our visitors today. If you'll excuse me, Baron.
Of course.
She walks away muttering under her breath.
And he'll look through the security footage.
Yeah, and whatever security guy she called in, he plops down and just he's like, hey, wait, whatever you need.
Same roll as last time.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna rouse my wits. Do not get hungrier. 5.
Wow. So the sergeant,
Mhm.
who seems to be in charge, which is still uniformed officer. But, uh, uh, he comes. Officers show up. They come in. You see him showing the guy. The search warrant. The guy puts the ghoul puts up a little bit of an argument, but I mean they've got a signed search warrant. He didn't make a big fuss. They more or less go straight to where their tip told them the stuff would be. The sergeant has a better poker face than the people at the bar.
Yeah.
But his body language is telling you he's surprised when there's nothing there.
Okay.
And there's kind of like a pause while he's thinking. And then he gives a few orders, he rattles off a few orders, and they start doing a more thorough search of the entire mall. But he doesn't act as agitated as the ones at the bar did.
Right. Is Ada in there with them, or just Kyle and the security guy?
No, Ada's still in the room with you.
Okay. Kyle will go. Wait, stop. Roll that back.
Guy rolls back to whatever point you're wanting.
He'll press play and that's Sergeant. It's not as can't really see it on his face, but it's in his body language. He seems very surprised that there's nothing there. It's almost like he was coming in there and expecting something to be there that isn't, and he's not entirely sure what to do. You can see that that brief pause he did before he started rattling off orders.
At that point, Ada nods. Yes, that I picked up on.
Yeah, it's very likely he's a cam agent or a plant of some sort.
It makes sense that they would have at least one in each location.
Did he see anything like that in any of the others, or is just the sergeant?
Just the sergeant in this one.
Okay. The others seem to be just operating as normal. I think that sergeant's a plant. I believe.
Ada reaches over and grabs the phone. You hear her talking to somebody that she refers to as Gerald. And they mentioned that name already. When she hangs up, she goes, "It was a Duke, a lieutenant, a Sergeant Pedro Duke."
Pedro Duke. Okay.
It's not a name that sounds familiar to me.
Kyle will flip open the phone, text Walter. Got a maintenance request in for a Pedro Duke. And he'll send a screenshot of the guy's image on the security camera.
Ada's like, out of curiosity, what was the name of the lieutenant? I believe you said it was over the bar.
Shit, the player didn't write that down. What was it? Sorry.
I wrote it down. Lewis Campton.
See,
I thought that was the detective.
Yeah, the plainclothes detective was.
Oh, you're right. I wrote him down as a lieutenant when I wrote his name down.
Yeah,
the detective. Excuse me.
Was Lewis? You said Campton?
Captain.
Yeah, Lewis Campton. Does that ring a bell for you?
He's a ghoul.
Is he now?
he's one of Booth's schools. Booth was the Ventrue whip under the prince.
Okay then.
So he's been in in the city for a while.
Okay, so we'd be removing a ghoul from their force.
But yeah, he was fairly active in kindred affairs. Yeah, he's one of those bootlickers that's really trying to get the embrace.
Probably still is, hoping to make some of himself by being the spearhead against the problem domain at their doorstep.
Possibly. He has a temper and a bit of an arrogance problem. I'm not sure if anybody ever really intended to embrace him.
That would explain the camera footage I saw. Kind of tore part of the bar apart looking for those explosives.
I would expect that might explain why he went to the bar instead of here. While the cam would love to take us out here, you've probably got a much bigger target on your head, being one of the actual barons, and the only baron with any real history in the city.
Apparently their memory isn't long enough to remember last time they poked the bar.
Might be a different one of them.
That's true.
I mean, the cam are only unified when they're fighting us. They're all going to have their own little plots and plans.
How is it that we, the Anarchs, are more unified than they are?
Because we have them here to unify us. Trust me, as soon as we run them out of town, everything will fracture up here too.
Yeah, that's fair. I prefer we keep it civil, sort of neighboring kingdoms, as it were.
Well, with Priceville just over there and Huntsville just up the road, I don't think the infighting will get too violent, at least not right away.
So what you're saying is, the less the other barons know about us, the better once everything settles down.
Oh, well, of course, don't go sharing a whole lot of secrets. I mean, information needed for communal defense, of course.
Yeah, I know.
And some of the barons are more trustworthy than others.
Won't lie, I do kind of like August.
He's certainly a politician.
Yeah, he is. I absolutely know the importance of OPSEC, and I use it regularly.
But just keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's what I do. Ada, sir, thanks for your help.
Oh, happy to be of assistance.
You have a good night.
You too. Oh, and did a GDO tell you I took care of your +1?
Yes, he did.
He's been told the basics. Let's see. You had told her to give him. contact
spiel.
information or how to contact you in some way?
Yeah, basically, he wasn't. He wasn't basically just gonna go. Hello, child. I am your father. Ho 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 ho. But he did say if they needed like any further like beyond the basics, like brief mentorship kind of a thing, that they could come talk to the
If you get a,
talk to the. Well, I mean, they need to introduce themselves to the barons anyway.
yeah. So yeah, she told him, here's a baron you can contact, or whatever. But given his emotional state, if he finds out you're his sire, don't expect a warm reaction.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. Considering I still want to deck my sire in the face.
Yes, and the angrier we get with our parents, the more likely we are to become them.
I certainly hope not, considering he's Cam.
It's just politics.
Yeah.
Emma, while you're driving around, give me a wits awareness.
Oh boy. Nothing could go wrong at all.
I'm glad you put points in that, right?
Yeah.
Not recently. I'm still 4, but I can rouse and get more. And I don't get hungrier. Yay.
Uh,
4.
Okay. As you're driving around, like, you drop off some stuff at one of the apartment buildings. You're swinging by. You're driving by the blood bank. Or that little area, the blood bank and several other little businesses there. Or not blood bank, blood center. You notice a police car, or not a police car, you notice a car parked kind of at the back of that little complex.
Mm-hmm.
Just sitting there with somebody in the car. The car is pointed more or less at the mall. Where it's sitting, they'd have like they wouldn't be able to see the dead man's drink. The mall would be in the way. But they can kind of see that side of the mall and along the back of the mall.
Do they seem to be paying attention to her driving by at all?
No, you're driving by almost like behind them, sort of.
I'm gonna snap a picture and forward that to the barons. We've got the security is extra tight tonight. Look at what our boys in blue are doing for us.
And as you drive around, you see a couple more oddly parked cars.
In areas of known activity.
Well, like, as you cut across the belt line, into the south of the Cam territory. You notice somebody parked at the National Guard building that's across the street, parked in that parking lot, which would give them a view of the dead man's drink in the front of the mall.
Yeah, she'll try and get pictures of all of them.
You get. Are you just saying this to the Barons, or would Miles and them be included in this?
She'd probably send it to Miles and them as well, since it would be
Yeah.
considered a security thing.
So yeah, when you send pictures of the cars, it's like, oh yeah, we've seen that one. Oh yeah, we've seen that one. No more detail than that. Just letting you know that they had already spotted at least those first two. And you had gotten the string of emojis about eyes and the police. As you continue to drive around, you find one you find one towards the north part of the domain. That Miles' response to that one is, "Oh, that's new."
Where are they at? Like
Up close to that hotel. It's kind of in the northern part.
the one that Solo was at?
No, Solo I think was at the apartments down towards the south. The Hampton Inn in Decatur.
Okay.
It's up kind of in that north corner.
Yeah,
That's
never
where
mind.
y'all ran into or had to go deal with what's his name, Furman.
Okay.
You know, back when you're the guy y'all kind of put in charge of the Dustborn. When him and Kincaid had their little scrap, they got caught on camera. That all happened up there.
Places of known activity.
And that was where he was staying in that Hampton Inn at the time. He has cleared out since then. But
They kind of look like they're looking at places of known activity, known potential masquerade breaches, things like that. She's gonna circle around to any other places in the domain that she knows of where that could have happened, and see if they are also casing those areas.
okay. You see some in the Summer Court Apartments. Though when you go through there, that one is a regular police car.
Okay. That could just be regular patrol.
Quite possibly.
After she does a lap and gathers any photos and sends out any photos that may be there, she'll head to the office.
Okay. Is Kyle when Kyle leaves the mall? Is he heading to the office? Back to the office? Or?
Yeah, he's going back to the office.
All right. Then you and Emma get back there about the same time. Now, Walter, you were doing like an online search sort of thing, or trying to find information on these guys.
He was, but at the same time, he was also kind of reaching out to the NOS in the domain of if you would like to partake of this particular subject of searching and potentially showing our guests a different way out the door would be much appreciated.
All right, so I'm assuming this is
But he
heavily coded on the NOS Discord server.
Oh yeah, no. He would heavily code this or code it and whatnot, but basically allowing them to also partake. But yes, he would do a little searching himself.
Picturing the scene from just a random gangster movie of like, I want him dead. I want his wife dead. I want his children.
I want pictures of Spider-Man.
So yeah, while this has been going on, you have some of the NOS have gotten back to you, Duba. Lewis Campton is they come back with information on him pretty quick. A couple of them that are long-time residents of the city knew who he was as soon as they saw the picture of him. And they give you like his little, just a little who he is, not a police report, but like one of them has like an older copy of like his file with the police department, so you can like look at his service record and stuff. Beg pardon?
His IMDb history.
Sort of. The other two names they quickly come up with. Oh yeah, police department, this, that, and the other. Which precinct they're from, yada yada. Though nobody has the full file into one of those, just on hand.
As Walter like sees the information pop up from the fellow Nos, he's like grinning ear to ear, just like, "Oh, I love these souls." And yes, he does say that aloud to where like if Egidio or anyone else wants to chime in on the comment. Right, well, at least I have information for Kyle when he gets back, so that'll be useful.
And then, like I said, everybody gets back.
You just hear like Walter's chair creaking in pain as he like tries to lean back, like, just the man I need to see.
Yes.
Well, you'll be happy to know that the fellow Nos community has not disappointed. And like he'll spin his laptop around to Kyle and be like, "Here's the information you require." Has like 3 windows open or 3 tabs showing the information for each.
Okay, so we know one's a ghoul. Are the other 2 just mortals or also ghouls? Or do we have that information?
Unfortunately, I don't seem to have that information yet, if there is anything extra. Right now, it just seems to be standard, run-of-the-mill police officers. Though, who knows if they're not being pressured by particular higher-ups, quote-unquote.
Anything actionable?
Nothing right now. Like I said, most of them knew of this particular soul, the ghoul. They knew of him pretty much right away as soon as they saw the image. So it wasn't hard to get this information.
Yeah, I have heard of him.
Yeah, the one you're for sure is Ghoul, the detective. The file they've got has got his address.
Where's
Does
it
it-
at?
In Cam territory.
Like that stopped Kyle before.
Deep in Cam territory.
Basically,
How deep we talking?
at this point, Walter sees the intensity on Kyle's like, as of right now, no one seems to have fulfilled the maintenance request, so that is up to you as the landlord if you wish to pursue.
How deep in Cam territory are we talking? This guy's
Oh,
address.
jeez.
Is he saying this out loud?
Well, if the address pops up on the map, he's he will be looking at us like, all right, how deep in Cam territory is this? It was probably what comes out loud.
Walter is slightly grinning at this, like, so I take it the hunt is on then.
The hunt
I don't
was
like
on
people
from
messing
the-
with my bar.
The hunt
You
was on
did.
from 3 seconds into the camera footage. You just made it easier for him.
Walter's like laughing to himself and looking at his video in the regard of like, oh sir, trust me. The moment this man told me someone messed with his bar, I absolutely knew that there was no stopping him. I just needed to give him ammunition. And it looks like I found howitzer shells.
Alright.
If only.
So he lives a little north of Wilson Morgan Park here. So right around here.
I was fixed to say, wait, when did I get a park?
I have my character sheet over it. Where at again?
Oh.
That's not too far from us. If I read that map right.
Yeah, it's not Freesley. I mean, it's not like you got to cross the entire city.
Okay.
But you have this little spot over here. Here's your domain. This little spot over here, like where Iola lives, that's kind of Cam territory. But then once you get down here, that was where you had the fight in the Aldi's parking lot.
Yeah.
Right in the Aldi's.
Yeah, that's where it
This
was.
sounds like something. This sounds like
Meet
something
me
that
out
happens
back
at
in
a
the
Waffle
Aldi's
House.
parking lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fairly embedded. You know, August territory's over on this side of 31
Yeah.
or 6th Avenue when you're in the city. So yeah, it's just how good do you think their domain security is?
I guess we'll see.
Yeah. And does he actually live where he's got it listed?
That's also true.
Whole paranoid cam thing.
Mm-hmm.
You could ask a bird.
That's true. I could.
Very
Anything, Emma?
tired from across the room.
What happened?
Emma was saying that from like across the room, very tired, like leaned back in a rolling chair.
I do not get any hungrier. I'm going to use feral whispers again. Calling some burbs.
Inside the building, or just outside?
He steps outside.
Pokes his head out. Hey, you, Crow, get over here.
Screaming into the night. Hey!
All right, you said you got how many successes?
Well, I just succeeded on my rouse check, so I don't get any hungrier.
Oh, okay.
Bird's at!
So I need one.
Look,
two-
honey, at this point, I'm waiting for him to stick his head out and just go, never,
And go what?
nevermore. Quote the raven.
Crows are related to ravens, but they are not ravens.
Anyway, I got 2 successes to call them anyway.
Now you have like 3 ravens show up or 3 crows show up.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna ask them to go to this place to that spot. He'll give them sort of directions like where it would be from here.
And you can describe the
Yeah.
lake. There's a artificial lake basically at Wilson Morgan. So
There's a street
Yeah.
view you can look at.
Yeah.
The crow flies you're gonna describe it to?
Yes, I am.
that's why you go landmarks. Crows will recognize landmarks.
Yeah, that's why he's pointing out landmarks, and he's gonna show them a picture of the guy. Say, and if you see this guy there, or probably did his outside cameras pick up what vehicle the guy drove? The plainclothes detective.
No, he arrived just in a police car with the other police.
And I'll basically say, if you see this guy, come back and tell me. He'll feed him some food to try to up how many dice I get to try to bribe them to do this.
Nudge it in his way. I like to think ever since getting feral whispers, like Kyle just has like a thing of random food stuff for different animals at all times.
Yes, actually.
A thimble of bird food.
It's late. They should be asleep. Yeah, food fine. They want something shiny.
I will find you something shiny when you get back. I don't have anything shiny on me right now.
They sort of look at each other. One of them calls. They all take off.
So do I need to roll or not?
Yeah, go ahead and roll to see whether they're taking it with a deal. They're like, he ain't got nothing. Screw it, and took off.
All right. So they're going, what am I rolling? So any extra dice for shiny promise or no?
I give yourself 1 extra dice, but you better come through, or the crows will remember, because that's a crow thing.
He will. I do not get any hungrier to rouse manipulation. That is a critical success for 5 total. No, sorry, 6.
Okay. Then as they take off, they tell you that they'll go find this guy.
Okay.
Gotta get some like a nice shiny dice.
Some thimbles. Maybe some marbles, the old glass style ones.
Yeah.
Be a quick run down to the dollar store because they'd be closed now.
He's gonna give him a little bit of pyrite, actually.
That's something he just has on hand.
Absolutely. Use it to trick people into thinking it's gold who don't know any better? Yeah.
All right.
Secret's out. Kyle's actually just a crow.
I guess we need a wits awareness for crows.
Well then.
As you're making that roll, Itchy is just like, so what? Waiting on crows? I don't know what this is. Is that an American thing? I don't.
Oh shit, they ain't bad. Would you like me to roll for them?
Yeah, if you have found their stats, go ahead.
I do. Oh, I'm just using bird of prey stats.
That's close
just
enough, yeah.
like, well, I mean, better than marching off into the territory.
It's just down the street.
Damn! These crows motivated.
They like them some shinies.
Yeah, that is 10 successes.
What is a bird of prey's stats?
6 in awareness.
Well, it's fair enough, I guess.
There was some 10s in there. Let me tell
I
you
was gonna
what.
say, hold on a second. Something's not adding up here.
There
Get
was
the person
4
doing math.
10s.
Like, wait.
They're out of 6 dice, 4 10s, and then 2 successes. That was nuts. I'm gonna pay for that later, but that was nuts.
Enjoy that frenzy later.
Yeah, probably.
Congratulations.
Watch me get into a fight and I roll. Okay, here's all my. I fail them all. I'm hungry. Watch it happen.
So it's a couple of hours before the crows come back.
Mm-hmm.
But you hear some calling at the back door.
He'll go outside.
They start calling at you.
That's right. I need to.
Yeah, it'd be definitely a different scene.
I get hungry.
So it begins.
Yes, that's so it begins. So,
Where's the shiny? There's like one crow that seems to be the spokesperson. Where's the shiny?
He presents 3 little thin leaves of pyrite, 1 for each of them.
Ooh, they kind of crowd around. Yeah. Pushing and shoving a little bit over who gets which one.
As promised.
Yes, they found your human.
Ah, excellent. Thank you. At that location?
I'm going to assume that you showed him the street view of the particular building.
He
Yes.
was basically using the street view as the crow flies, Sarah, to basically show landmarks along the way from here to there, sort of as like guideposts.
But they showed up at the house. They didn't say nothing. One of them stayed there while the other 2 spread out, searching the area. And then he showed up in one of your middle boxes. Your car.
Okay.
I don't know what a pro would call a car. Well, it's being their thought patterns are being translated into something you can understand. So yeah, we'll just say car.
All right. Thank you. Enjoy your shinies and enjoy your sleep.
They'll enjoy their sleep first, and then when the sun is up, then they will enjoy their shinies.
I'm sure you will.
Shinies aren't
Yeah,
shiny in
wait
the
for the sun
dark.
to hit it just right.
And then they're
Constantly repositioning it.
off to decorate their nest. Or whatever crows do with their shinies.
Yeah.
Offer it. They're like, oh yeah, mating season's gonna go great this time. I've got gold.
And this is how Kyle ended up with an entire murder of crows.
Now I'm just picturing out of the woods of your domain, the crows and the raccoons are fighting over the shinies.
Get this mental image of like the cam attacks the domain, suddenly just army of crows just it's like just the
Oh.
birds movie.
Well, that's my new Humblewood campaign.
Okay, Kyle, come back in. Well, I've got prey to hunt.
You know he fouled the domain.
Hmm?
They messed with the domain, not necessarily just the dead man's.
Yes, but this one in particular messed with the dead man's.
Mm-hmm. Which is in.
And I believe it would be easier for one person to get across the border. Less of
At
a
least
footprint.
need to have. Sure, you at least need to have somebody there to make sure that someone's watching your back.
That
Buddy
sounds
system.
so well convincing him so far of that.
I know. I think I got some earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It's money every time we're working together, is all I'm saying.
Well, I have a plan for it, so if I need help, I'll call you. Stay on this side of the border.
Right there.
Or go invisible and sneak after it. Yeah, whatever.
You just buena suerte.
Mm-hmm.
Waves them off.
Don't end up burned.
I'll do my best. And Kyle will head there.
Okay.
Emma
As
waits
Kyle leaves
3
Walter.
minutes.
Egidio gives Walter a look.
I'm about to say Walter was actually like starting to look back, like you hear his chair creaking under his weight, and he kind of glances back at the tomb.
How long are we waiting till he gets out of the door?
Oh. Oh, cool. We all had the idea. He looks at his watch. He's like, give me another couple minutes.
Fair enough.
I was going to go for the malicious compliance route, but sure. We'll go with that too.
We'll wait on this side of the border, but
But yeah, that's what I mean. Just right at the border.
listen to what dear old dad tells us to do.
I'm older than he is. He's not dead.
All right.
I'm
Legit.
older than you.
So
Egidio,
you're
what
waiting
do you
across
think
the
the
border,
door
but
is?
at what point along the border are you waiting?
Not somewhere in view of the cars that are parked around.
I was gonna say, like, is there a little?
I mean, are y'all waiting at
area-
the border of your domain? Or are you like just waiting on like the Anarch side of the Cam territory at some point?
Probably the Anarch side of Cam territory.
Just driving around.
Yeah, and just having a little moonlight drive.
Okay.
Doing some more deliveries in that area.
What's he doing there?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe have some obfuscated passengers.
Yeah.
It ain't the first time Walter's done it. His sure as
You're-
crap won't be the last.
Wow, Emma, your car's getting shitty MPG today.
Yeah, I know. It's like I have a 8-foot Dorito and 2 other people in the car.
People, she drives by, just looks up. They just see one lady in the car, but the car is like dragging and sparking, so low that it's sparking on the ground as it drives by.
Oh Lord.
She bought a really bad, like, it was like the kids that are like, I'm gonna lower my car, it's gonna look cool. She just looks like
Yeah.
that.
Never got the suspension fixed, so it's just dragging.
Yeah. Yeah. If anyone like at a stoplight, she just has the window down. She's like potholes.
While we're doing this, Egido's gonna take time to mend his wounds a little bit.
Oh, is he still injured?
Yeah, he's not hungrier. Good. Good. Okay, cool. He's back up.
That's right. Emma got
Alright.
rid of the aggravated for him.
Yeah.
Last time. but not
He didn't
the-
have any ag track. He just took a lot of. This is back from where the first time we found C4. He just hadn't. He hadn't healed it off.
Oh, okay.
I'm fine.
Now I will state this: while we waited for Kyle to leave and before we all hop in the vehicle, Walter will make one quick text, and it'll be to Miles, and he will find a colorful way to do emojis of keeping the eyes on the border kind of deal. I don't know
Going to
how
Taco Bell.
I'm just picturing the first text. Doing something dumb. Don't wait up.
Making a run for the border. You want anything from Taco Bell?
But you're basically telling him to keep a special eye on the border. Okay. He get a thumbs up emoji back from him.
And that's the only bit of information he's given, not the fact of which that the rest of his barons that employ him are going to do something stupid.
I think by this point they're all used to the Barons doing
They're
something
just assuming
stupid.
we're doing something stupid. Yeah.
Yep.
The day that ends in Y, Barons are doing something stupid.
All right. So Emma and Iola would be visible in the car potentially. Egidio would be, I assume, hiding in the shadows in the back.
That's 5 successes, which is low for me, but still pretty good.
Yeah, still pretty good successes. And then then Walter, I'm sure, is just completely closed.
It's
Not
dark
actually.
enough. It's dark enough that the darkness is just like kind of just in the car.
Just an abnormal darkness for some reason in that back seat.
Abnormally dark in the back seat. Yeah, there's no the lighting. The lighting just doesn't work back there. Like I gotta get that light
Extra
fixed.
dark.
So the werewolf campaign I was in
Oh boy.
one time, we were in a raft headed up to an oil rig that servants of the worm are using, or whatever that company is called, Pentex.
Yeah.
Well, one of the kids that was playing with, the youngest guy that was playing with us, teenager, not the sharpest tool in the shed, God bless him, but
Every campaign has one.
they're searching with they're looking around with spotlights. We're drifting up. He decides he's got a gift. He throws up a thing of shadow around us, so they can't see us. Only that means when the searchlight sweeps across us, there's this big circle of darkness. And he is so upset when they start shooting into the darkness. He can't understand why, he's created this donut of light, but he doesn't understand why they think there was something in there.
I love that on both ends.
Yeah.
I mean, I give him kudos for trying.
A little confused, but he's got the spirit.
Yeah. There were a few games with instances of that. But that's the only one World of Darkness related. I think he wound up dying horribly.
Sounds about right for World of
Like,
Darkness.
in
But
the
that was
game?
well. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the game. Yes.
Okay.
The dude moved off, and then the character died horribly after he moved off,
Gotcha.
and we burned his character sheet on the grill out back.
As one does.
Not as bad as his brother-in-law. When his brother-in-law finally got uninvited, one of the players brought in a cake with smiley face rings for everybody. Mine is still
Damn.
sitting over there. Yeah, we refer to him as who shall not be named. Anyway,
Has one.
anybody that RPs or anybody that games long enough is going to run into some of those sorts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've I found a few of those.
But
Anyway,
My
anyway,
most
before we
recent-
Moving on.
before we devolve completely into horror stories,
Mhm.
Tangents all the time.
all the tangents.
Yeah.
Kyle, give me a stealth.
Alrighty, will do.
But first, tell me how many dice you have in that pool, and then remove 4 of them.
Remove 4 of them. Okay. 3, 4.
They got some good domain security.
Yeah, they do.
They do indeed. It's how they've survived this long.
Yep. Okay. So it's 1, 2, 3, 5 successes.
Okay. You managed to get across the border and into their territory without immediately getting jumped.
Cool. Yeah, and he's just gonna basically just get into the house.
All right. How's he gonna get in the house?
Pizza Hut.
We're trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Is he just like, in the living room or something, watching TV or whatever?
There are some lights on in the house, but all the windows are closed, all the curtains are closed.
Can I make a wits awareness to see if he's the only one in there?
You don't have heightened senses per se.
No, I don't.
Go ahead and give me a roll, but you'll need like 4 successes to be certain.
Sure. 4 exactly.
Nice. It sounds like he's talking to somebody.
Somebody answering him, or just like, maybe on the phone?
You're pretty sure you hear somebody mumble back to it. He's very loud. He's very kind of. He's got a voice that carries when he talks. The person you hear coming back from outside, especially, just sounds like a whisper, but not like a phone. There's somebody else in there.
Okay. Well, better go home, I guess. I already committed to this.
Well, you're not really committed yet. You could always just leave.
There's still the option of go home.
Nobody's going to judge you.
Okay, I succeed
Except for
on
the other
those.
would-be barons.
Yeah, whichever window's closest, he's just gonna go through it and attack the guy.
All right, so you go through the glass,
Mm-hmm.
or you try to go through the glass. Boy, you got
He's got potence. He's fine.
Mm-hmm.
the glass. Let's see. Potence gives you. Does potence automatically give you boosts to your strength, or do you have to surge for it, or roll a rouse check for it?
Not necessarily. With the passive power I have with potence, I am strong enough to just punch through armor.
Okay.
So
the glass is reinforced. You can feel that as you're going through it. It resists a lot more than just regular old window pane would.
Okay. Sure.
It's clearly like bullet resistant or something, or
Mhm,
tempered at least something.
Yeah.
When you see him, he's still dressed like he was when he was in the bar.
Right.
He's taking his coat off, but he hasn't. He's still got his underarm holster on.
Mm-hmm.
So you come crashing through that window, you land in the living room,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's like the kitchen behind the living room. It's all no walls separating. It's just, and he was standing back by the kitchen table. He yells an expletive, starts to go for his gun.
Attacking.
You see a woman on the couch.
Mhm.
Sitting there. She had a magazine out. As soon as you're hitting the ground, she's throwing that magazine down and diving at you.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's a weird reaction.
He's gonna see if he can get to the ghoul first. If he has to tank damage from this woman, he will. But he's gonna see if he can get to the ghoul first.
Okay.
So, am I rolling a counter brawl thing from her?
First, let me grab the sheet.
I feel like the four of us are in the car. Like, how long till he asks for help?
He'll probably just walk into the office or something tomorrow evening looking like he got ran over by a truck.
Yeah, well. Yeah, probably. That's probably actually the best thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so she's coming at you. Ralph, check for her murder hands.
I was right.
Yeah. As soon as he said he throws the magazine and dives for him, like, yeah, okay, this is a vampire.
And you said you're just tanking whatever damage they do?
He's gonna try to avoid getting hit, but his primary target's the ghoul. So the vampire is not his primary target right now.
Okay.
He's aiming for the ghoul. So he will.
And the baddie I pulled by being a silly little guy.
All right, make your attack roll, and she'll make hers.
All right.
And then the leftover successes will be what the ghoul is trying to avoid.
All right. I am going to willpower re-roll 3 of these.
She will willpower and reroll 2.
Alrighty.
Nice.
Okay. That is 7 successes on my end.
She has 7 successes.
Okay.
Oh shit!
So, ghoul takes 3.
Well, ghoul gets to dodge.
Okay.
Ghoul's DC is 3.
Let's see here. Where is... All right, so he's got a physical 4.
And does this?
He does not have a full stat sheet. He just got the generic ghoul.
Yeah. Does he count as mortal or no? Despite being a ghoul.
They're still mortal for the purposes of like lethal body.
That's what I want to know, is because lethal body lets me bypass superficial and go directly into aggravated if they're mortal.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
then what
ghouls
would be
can
the
also
point of,
have.
like-
Okay, but he'd only have the first level of fortitude,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is the one that gives him a couple extra health levels. Nothing that would mitigate damage other than just being able to
Yeah.
take a little bit more.
He would still be taking ag. He just
Yeah,
wouldn't be taking.
Yeah, he'd have 1 extra health if he has the fortitude bonus.
And he got 2 regular successes and then 2 crits.
Okay.
So he's good.
Yeah, he's good then.
So he literally like just dives over the kitchen table, getting distance from you while he's trying to draw his gun.
All right.
Meanwhile, in the car, Iola, could you? Let's see. If I trigger your visions power thing,
It's
Not a rouse
free.
check for them.
It's free. I don't need a roll or anything for it.
okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to
It's
roll a
just whatever.
rouse or a check to see if you get any information. I just give you some information.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's just whatever you give her.
You're hit with a vision. You see the front window of a house shattered in. Probably that. Well, the house. I'm going to assume Kyle, if Kyle was setting up to call y'all for backup if he needed, that he'd have shown you a picture of the house where it was at.
Yeah. Well, we also have it from.
Yeah. We would have
from
totally
Walter.
looked at it.
Oh, that's right. Y'all had that file. So you see that house with a shattered front window. And car, you see a couple of cars like just hopping the curb and pulling up in the guy's yard, and extra people piling out of the car.
You got a backup character, right?
Inside the house, you hear fighting going on, like you're
Yes,
hearing
it's
multiple
gonna do extra
gunshots. You're left with the impression that this may happen shortly, not that it is necessarily currently going on. There's a sense of urgency.
It seems like we're about to have a party on our hands, and not the best type of party.
That's the most you've said all day. Holy shit.
We best get him out now.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Shall we?
Iola will go and head into the house.
There ain't no heading in the house. We're still sitting on the border.
Emma will start
See?
driving the car that way.
Let's say, Iola has celerity 1, so I mean, she could go run to go head into the house. Yeah.
Feel free to
mean-
jump out of the car.
That's 100% up to you.
I didn't realize you were still at the border.
Yeah.
No, we are because
Y'all are down around here, so it's it's not a long drive, and there's almost no traffic on the road.
Yeah, it's COVID and midnight.
Once that message has been relayed, Walter's immediately gonna text Miles. Apparently a party is about to occur, and we mightn't have room for a few more friends.
Is that going in like the group chat with the bosses or with security?
Yeah, that's going into the chat with security.
Let's not have everyone cross the border at once.
Yeah, it's probably a
That's-
bad idea.
Well, he would then also put Miles is definitely invited, and he can pick and choose his +1 or 2.
Oh no, I think even that's
Yeah,
not
no.
great. I think because I think they might counterattack.
Yeah, they
What?
need.
He's giving Miles the option, but he's definitely saying, Miles, please come. Anyone else that's reading this, you're just basically trying to get permission from him first.
Yep.
Just send a gift of the Beatles singing "Help."
Didn't someone else also do like help? I need somebody help.
Yeah.
And
You're
we're
gonna get this.
sorry.
You're gonna get demonetized.
We stopped. We're good.
Emma's turned the car that way. She's taking a serendipitous route as much as she can while still making it a swift route.
Mhm.
She has a feeling that
Uh,
there's definitely security.
I was gonna say GD will be on the lookout for stalkers.
All right, so Emma needs to give me. It's too bad I can't make you roll stealth drive, but that's 2 skills. Let's say wits.
Composure or intelligence, even.
I can see composure. I can see composure working this because you're trying not to draw attention to yourself.
Just drive casual. The cops won't know you're high if you drive casual.
So,
If you drive straight in a straight line but only go 20 under the speed limit, they can't catch you.
Yeah.
but this isn't really this isn't a drive like you're having to be careful, like you're in a car chase. So go ahead and use your stealth. Use your composure and your stealth, but remove 4 dice from the pool.
Okay.
You have dice left?
Yeah. Composure and stealth are 2 of actually my decent skills.
Okay.
3.
Okay, 3 successes.
Yep.
You gonna burn any willpower to rerolling?
The fail was on a hunger dice, so I can't.
Okay. You are almost to the address when a dark car comes up behind you.
Jodio.
Yeah, Gidio, you spot it because you're watching for it. Because they do not have their headlights on.
Yep.
That's not.
Yeah, they're on our ass.
And you 2 jump out and still remains. Well, that'll open the doors. Damn it.
I don't think it's it. Would a GDO's opening the door affect his stealth?
Wouldn't fix
But
mine.
The doors would still open.
Yeah, oh yeah, they would be
That would be
aware
obvious.
that somebody was doing something, but he would still be, the shadow cloak thing would still be on.
Mhm.
As opposed to Walter's, where if he physically interacts with something enough to open a door, a car door to dive out, he'd probably become visible. Period.
Yeah, if he gets too aggressive in movement, then yeah, he blatantly breaks obfuscation, so he has to continue playing it safe.
I think
How
we just
close
try to
are we?
outdrive them.
We
It's
don't.
either that or I shoot out a tire.
That draws a lot of attention. How close are we to the house?
About 2 blocks away.
And I got no dice in drive.
I know, Uber driver.
Yeah, well, she's just delivering food. She's not Mario Andretti.
Or Mario, if you want to make a Mario Kart
Or Mario
reference.
or Donkey Kong or
Luigi Mario.
or Wario.
That's like the one line I can remember from the old Mario Brothers movie.
My Luigi board.
Wait,
a Luigi board?
You're the Mario Brothers. Yeah, you're Luigi Mario. Yeah, so he's Mario? Yeah.
It's the Moon.
It's like the only good line in the movie, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's driving. Any ideas? Make them quick.
I got nothing really. Just get there before they get there.
Looking around, is that the only car that she can kind of see?
It's the only one you see right now, yes.
She's not super familiar with the area. She's gonna at least try to do a quick, drive to somewhere where the line of sight is cut long enough for folks to get out.
Okay.
Large tree or something.
Large tree, or even just kind of maybe blow a, time a light to where she gets the, yellow light, and they, even though they're probably still gonna follow her.
Well,
Like
you
that,
can whip around a curve or, corner or something,
Yeah,
like that video of the kid running from the cops and turning and topping out the car without people realizing it. I
I
think.
don't think I've seen that video.
Please hold.
But yeah, I would assume me and Walter get out at that point.
Yeah. What would she need to? Would she need to roll anything to do that?
Composure drive.
So composure.
So composure.
But there's no minuses to your dice pool this time, so there's that.
Yeah.
I wish I'd made it raining tonight. Then I could have given you minuses. I'll remember it next time. There might be something car related. Wet
3.
streets.
At a regular.
All right, let's see how this guy's drive does. He also got a 3, but ties go to the player. So your goal of breaking sight for a few seconds, you succeed.
Yeah.
You know.
Already opening the door, motioning for Walter, or making a little bit of room for the large Dorito.
I can roll, guys. I'll circle back around as quick as I can.
We'll be fine.
Yeah, but we need getaway.
All right, so I need the 2 guys bailing out to give me dexterity, athletics.
Okay.
I mean, if you don't want to wind up with a road rash.
I see. So it's just
Would it really
dexterity for me.
affect Walter though?
He can still put some superficial kind of damage on
2
him.
successes.
You know what? I have the willpower to burn. Well, it's only 1 dice, unfortunately, but you know what? Nope. RNG does not love me. At least not here. 1 success for me. So either way, oh boy, that thigh's gonna feel some burn.
So you said 1 success or?
Just
Yeah,
1.
he got a success, and I got 2.
Okay, you're fine then. You just needed a success.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't seem like something that would be that bad
Look,
after.
I didn't know
a
how
success.
difficult the man was gonna make it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's fair. But no, you're fine. You just had to get a success. Maybe if
and
you were a
then-
normal human doing this, it might be a little more to it. But a GDO is just a little more graceful doing it than you are.
The one
So,
thing
yeah.
Walter has is he can just grasshopper and just play. All right, got my footing. You.
So yeah, y'all just
I will-
whip around. You whip around the corner. That's a couple of seconds you've broken sight. These 2 bail out. The door slam shut behind them.
And then,
The other car comes along. Whips around that corner. Meanwhile, back at the house.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get a better look at the woman now. She's very nicely dressed.
Yes.
Come to think of it, you're familiar with this city.
Mm-hmm.
Give me. You recognize her face for sure.
Yeah.
And give me a. Composure. Streetwise, I guess.
Okay.
To just see if you can come up with her name.
Beyonce?
Beyonce would be a gangrel.
3.
This is Jaylee Glass.
Okay.
She is not a gangrel. She's Ventrue.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But hang on, lost my. Okay, there. So, I'm blanking on did I? I'm blanking on her sire's name. Her sire was the whip of the Ventrue clan.
Oh, we just talked about that person earlier.
Right.
Okay.
This is his ghoul. She's known to be something of a fighter.
Okay.
And your one encounter with her, she was also an absolute asshole.
Fair.
In that, look down on you because you're,
Low clan.
Mm-hmm.
low clan, an old, a former gangbanger, take your pick.
Anarch.
Right.
She could be looking down. She could have been looking down on Kyle for vampiric reasons, or that could have just been a holdover mortal thing. Either way.
Mm-hmm.
But she, like I said, she is sitting there with feral claws out. Looking
still
looking
going-
a little surprised to see you, but also, you know, clearly looking like she's ready for a fight.
He's still going for the ghoul.
The ghoul, on the other hand, has got his gun out. And it's 9:41, so we'll wrap here.
But we started late.
It's 9:41.
Yeah, I know.
And we're ending late. see.
Unfortunately, so remember, some of us do have work.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
I think all of us are.
Yes, we
And
are.
a cliffhanger to make us come back next week.
Fun comes out, and that's where we end session.
That way, everybody's got an action scene going on.
It cuts away to black, and then gunshot.
Did you jumped out of a car? That's his.
Well,
That's his
gunshots,
scene.
growlings, clawings, it's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, I enjoyed it tonight. I hope y'all had fun.
Yep.
I hope anybody that came out to watch enjoyed it, or anybody that watches it after the fact. I hope you join us next time. If you're looking for more games, check the schedule below. Direbear's got at least 2 other campaigns going on currently. Again, I was your storyteller for the evening, Jason, and with me was Sarah playing Emma, Duba playing Walter, Rappy playing Iola, Jeremy playing Egidio, and Eric playing Kyle. And we will see y'all next time.
Bye.